In PowerShell, there are 4 execution policies. The first one is restricted, which means that you will not be able to run any script on a computer where the execution policy is set to restricted. The second one is unrestricted, where you can run all the scripts on the machine where the execution policy is set to unrestricted. The third one is remote signed. If the execution policy is set to remote sign, you can run the scripts that are created locally on this computer. For example, the script which I'm trying to run, myscript.ps1. However, if you get a script through email, or if you're downloading it from the website, or if you're running it from a shared folder, then it requires a digital signature. So basically, remote signed execution policy states that you can run any script from your local computer without a digital signature. And if you want to run a script from a remote computer like shared drive, or if it comes through email or you download it, then you need a digital signature. We'll talk about digital signature in a moment. Then the last execution policy is all signed, where you have to have any script to be digitally signed before you run it. Let it be the script created locally on this computer, or let it be you download it from the internet or from the email or from a shared path. All scripts should be digitally signed. Now, to know what execution policy is set on this computer, I just type get -execution policy, and if I hit enter, it says restricted. By default, when PowerShell is installed for the first time, the execution policy is set to restricted. To change it to remote signed, I would say you can set it to remote signed, or you can set it to unrestricted to run this myscript.ps1. I will never recommend unrestricted. That is quite dangerous. Instead, you can put set the execution policy to remote signed, where whenever you download a script from the internet, it verifies for the digital signature. So I'm going to set the execution policy to remote signed, and if I hit enter, it's going to ask for the confirmation. If I click yes and hit enter, it's not going to execute, because it says you will have to run PowerShell as administrator in order to change the execution policy. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open PowerShell as an administrator. And now if I type set execution policy remote signed, and if I hit enter, it's asking for confirmation. I click yes, and if I hit enter, now the execution policy has been set to remote signed. Now if I type get execution policy, it says remote signed. Now I can run that script. So if I type cd:/users /busyping /desktop, and if I type ./myscript.ps1, if I hit enter, it has created the sub test folder and the subfolder. I can verify that by going to my Explorer to C drive, and if I go here, I see test folder 001 and subfolder 001. Now, this is a very simple script that we wrote. We can write very complex scripts, like generating a complex report and exporting that to HTML and sending it to multiple users through email, etc. We'll talk about writing complex scripts in the later videos in this series.